mind, because we know that you're not really gonna listen, because our generation is like, nah, you ain't really gonna listen to me because you don't really care about me, and I don't really care what you say. So fuck you, and you can fuck off as well. Like, I mean, it's just that kind of thing. It's again, it's a cynical society that the millennial generation is, but I think it's also a society where we've built ourselves so we don't get hurt because of that shit, that's gonna be thrown at us, because we already can see it coming miles away, So if we're like, okay, shut the fuck up. I know what you're gonna say. I'm not gonna agree with it. You do what you do. I'll do what you do, what I do, and we'll go our separate ways. And that's the most divisive thing in our era, and I think it's never gonna be fixed unless we're really gonna come to a point where, like, no, we're gonna listen, they're gonna listen, no fucking debating, it's just opinions, nothing is gonna be done, okay? It's just talking, you can talk shit, you can swear, you can shout, you can whatever, but at the end of the day, it stays here, it's cut off here, we go our separate ways. And I think that could be a healing factor as well, where we're, arguing all the time and we're not really listening to ourselves anymore, and we're just like, oh, that was cathartic. Wanna get a drink? Like, I know it's twisted, but it's just come to that point where you're like, you know what, I don't give a fuck if we don't agree, but at least we've spent this time bonding. So it's kind of a weird, twisted way again to bond. So, but yeah, so I mean, it's a very hard thing as well. And I know it's gonna be 30 minutes when I finish this, but all I wanna say is, like, I don't know, because like this, like the second half of the season was more on like women's equality and all that. I mean, it was kind of mixed in, and kind of this side, but the main character was supposed to be Kai, which we didn't really see of much, and then they introduced the side, which was supposed to be a bit of the MCs as well, which is Ivy and what's her face, uh, Ali. Wanna be her name. I'm sorry, man, but who names their kids after a walkway like Ali? Seriously, that's such a weird name, man. Pick another name, Alice, right? That'd be a good name. But who am I to judge? I have a weird name as well. I have a weird Chinese name. It's a cultural thing. Okay, maybe it's a cultural thing in America as well to give weird names there. Okay, I won't judge anymore. But yeah, so uh, hey, millennial again, judgmental. So there you have it. Anyway, but yeah, so they were talking about like the scum movement, revolutionary women, blah blah blah. But again, I'm gonna say this. Okay, I'm not saying blah 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 because I don't really care. I'm saying that if I know, and you know in your heart of hearts, that she's bullshitting or he is bullshitting, and you're just like, what bullshit would I be able to take? Would I be able to take her bullshit or his bullshit? And for America, it was like, I could take Trump's bullshit because at least I know in his heart of hearts, he's thinking that what he says is true. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you know all politicians are liars, you're gonna pick the non-politician. Am I right? If you know all freaking, like, all freaking males were like bullies, you wouldn't be hanging out with guys, right? If you knew all women were like gossipers, you wouldn't be hanging out with gossipers. But if you were to be like, nah, some women are gossipers, some women are not. You're gonna avoid the gossipers and you're gonna go to the other party. Am I right? So it's kind of that thing as well. You always want to avoid the person you think is gonna hurt you the most. And for America, it was like, yeah, this guy hurts me, but it's not gonna hurt the most. So, and obviously, I know that's gonna pull off some new rhetoric and for someone to spin that around and say, oh no, this is what he really means or this is what he really says. But that's the beauty of, again, our generation, because you can spin anything to what you want. um, and that's a problem as well. Again, as I've told my friend as well, Adolf Hitler is the blueprint because he was actually doing some good, but obviously he wasn't in his moral capacity to do right as well. So to do what was morally right. So in the end, he became like Kai. It was a mirror of Adolf Hitler because Kai was slowly being driven to paranoia, and that was what happened to Adolf Hitler during his later or latter years of his life because he was losing the war. He was like, why am I losing the war? I should be winning. This is the divine war. Why am I losing? It must be because of my lieutenants. It must be because of my generals. It must be because they don't believe in the cause and I believe in the cause. And he offed himself before he could stand back and say, maybe I should have listened. Maybe I should have pulled back. Maybe I should have come to some realization that, okay, I can stop the war, take a break, have a breather, reconstruct the strategy, reconstruct the war, because initially Europe wasn't going to give two shits about Germany because they knew like Germany couldn't do much, but the problem was Germany was building back every single thing that they had. So again, I will only say this: without Adolf Hitler, I think Germany wouldn't be as in the heights that it is now. Because for me, it's a moral conundrum. It's an ethical issue. It's an alternate history question. Because what would you rather? Would you have rathered no Adolf Hitler and Germany being on the brink of economic destruction because of the Treaty of Versailles, because Germany was the target man from World War I, or would you have rathered evil, but out of it, good came out of for a country? You know what I'm saying? Like, Germany got to keep some of the land that they took during World War II. They got back their economic independence. They got to work again. They got to be productive again. They got to say, okay, we know all that shit is bad. We won't do it again, but we kind of agreed with him on some of the things that were said because of the economic destruction that you guys have done and all of this shit, right? But then again, as an Asian, as a Malaysian, I have to then question my own ethical issues and my own ethical questions where I'm like, well, then what would have happened if Japan didn't come in and steal us from Britain? Would we have then become a more developed country? Would we then have had more time to learn from the British? Because for us, being being with the British wasn't that bad for us. All they did was take our port city, which was Singapore at the time, and was like, yeah, we'll use this to our full extent. And the other thing was, yeah, we're not really gonna do anything. We're just gonna puppet your kings. And I'm like, I mean, that's not too bad of a deal compared to what they did in India. where I think it was gonna be that way, but because of the revolution, they were like, no, let's do this harder because they dared to oppose us, where we were trying to do things diplomatically and behind their backs. But again, the British did a lot of good for Malaysia, but we squandered that away, and that's another story. It's too much hurt, too much whatever. Happy 62th! Happy 62nd. I'm sorry. My Malaysianness came back for a second. So, happy 62nd to Malaysia anyway. It was our independence yesterday. So yeah, that's about it. I don't know too much about Apocalypse, but I'm thinking it's gonna be, continuation of the cult series as well. A lot of this has Easter eggs. I mean, in a lot of these like anthologies where they want to make it a long term series, I think they have to go down that route where it's like, oh hey, remember this, remember that, especially in the hotel where they killed Queenie. I was like, yeah, you didn't really need Queenie, but I was like, yeah, I understand why you brought back Queenie. So it was a thing. So yeah, guys, that's about it. Not too many plans for future videos, if I'm going to be fully honest. For me, Food Wars is on the top of my reaction list. I really want to react to that. But I don't know if I can do that because then it's like, I want to move like away from this space because here is like the most convenient for me to do everything, and I'm like, and also can I, because it's gonna be me essentially binge watching the show, and I want to do that, but again, it's gonna be a place where I'm like, maybe this is too boring. Maybe I can mix it up a little bit, and that might not sit well with some people. I don't know. I've been losing subscribers and whatever, but I'm taking more time for myself. I'm taking more vision, and I think that's kind of pretentious, but also what I really want to look for my channel is a vision. If I feel like, okay, today Dicky must come back because this is something Dicky can only Dicky can tackle, because Dicky is my pride. Like, I didn't think he would go anywhere. I didn't think that he was gonna be an SEO character, but he was. And I was like, okay, this is something bankable. This is something which I want to bring back, but I don't know if I can bring him back because I don't know if there's gonna be too much content for him, because there's some things that I want to keep to what I want, and Dicky is too energetic. He's too passionate. He takes too much of my energy, and that energy I can't bring back to whatever I want to do. So it's kind of like, can I make Dicky my main? No, as well, because I don't have too much content for Dicky to do. Because initially Dicky was gonna be like a political pundit, someone to talk about politics, and he was actually going to come in when we were talking about Trump and Clinton as well. But my friends and I were like, yeah, no, Clinton has no chance. And I think it was the election day, and some girl was checking the results, and she was like, "Gosh, he won," and I was like, "Was it really a surprise though?" Anyway, but that's all old new fake news. So yeah, that's about it, guys. See you guys next 2 weeks, I guess. I don't know. Well, I'm gonna finish season 8, and I'm gonna kind of do a breakdown, I guess, of season 8, if it's any interesting to bring it up. So, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're still watching, Please subscribe to me. Hit the bell for notifications. Whatever YouTubers do nowadays. I guess I don't know. A lot of shit has gone down on YouTube, and it's very sad to see the state of once great channel, um, like YouTube, website like YouTube, um, go down in flames by copyright people, ad people, the commerce side of things, and I guess that's also a part of evolution. I was just thinking of that as well. So, yeah, thanks so much, guys. We'll see you guys soon. Hopefully, very soon. Yeah, love you all, and see you guys in the next video.